comfortable.
Do you want to know
Okay.
something back from our past? And this is just like anecdotal, but one of the most like I don't know random things that I remember from Jeffrey, like where like one of his like defining characteristics is his posture. Like Jeffrey's posture was always so good. I was always jealous of his posture, and like every time I would see him, it would remind me to sit up straight. Like dead serious. Like I'm actually serious. Jeffrey's posture is so good.
I find myself moving a lot though. Like I like to keep
Fair.
moving.
Well, yeah, that's fair. But like you know, he would always like I would look at him. He would always be like sitting really straight a lot of the time. I'm like, oh shoot, I need to do that right. Like early, I know I look like Quasimodo, where like Jeffrey's like looking like a straight up and down like a plank. So I don't know, man.
I mean, Jabu, you practice what you preach, right? Just stay moving, kind of.
Jeffrey was
I
inspiring.
definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got baited so hard by one of your most recent TikTok videos or IG videos where you're telling us about like how if your muscles feel like really sore, that is not a good indicator of muscle growth, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And
It's not always a reliable indicator. Yeah.
right. And then like I thought I was gonna get the answer in the next one. And all you said was like, well, you gave like part of it. And now I'm just like here waiting, like, bro, can you I need to know. Can I get this preview on that information right now?
Like there's still some science behind it. I think it's still not completely well known, like why we're sore and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I mean, it's getting better because I know before they were saying it's due to like the lactic acid, but that's not true. And now it's more about like inflammation due to like micro trauma tears in our muscles. But the soreness, I say it's not a good indicator of like a good workout because just because you're sore doesn't mean you're getting. It doesn't necessarily mean you're
You'll get
getting
stronger or whatever, right?
Yep, because you can be sore from not doing anything for a while and then just picking up the weights again.
Right.
And then that doesn't mean
That's
you're
true.
just,
Yeah.
or you're doing you're doing something new. You're doing a new exercise at the gym, and your body's just not used to it. But that doesn't
Right.
mean your soreness from that doesn't mean you're getting stronger.
Okay.
So
So
when they
don't
say
focus-
no pain, no gain, is that like that's not true necessarily?
That's also a myth.
Oh my god.
Yes. You don't need to go through pain to make some gains.
Oh no.
Dude, I feel like the key thing that you said right there was we need to get rest combined with it. Like, yeah, you work out and everything, and you got those micro traumas, right, for the muscles to regrow. But if you're not giving yourself rest or do whatever is necessary to have the muscles grow back stronger or whatever, then that's how you're not getting stronger or your muscles growing, etc.
Yeah, you're right. Recovery is a big part. Like rest and all that is just as important as putting up more weights at the gym. Yeah. And sleep. I talk about sleep a lot. Sleep is very important.
How many hours are you getting every night?
Gamers like to stay up late, huh?
Oh, they do.
Sometimes, yeah.
They're night owls.
And also-
I know the average you want to get around like 7 or 9 hours of sleep. But everyone is a little bit different again. So some people can function off 6 hours.
Yeah, crazy.
But yeah, you need.
I used to function off 6. Now I'm a strictly 7 hours, and then like I wake up, bro. Like
I do at least
I can't
7.
go
I need
more.
7 or 8.
Yeah. 8 is if I'm in sleep debt. If any of y'all know, like y'all's body is going to sleep debt eventually when y'all miss too many hours. Or that's my opinion.
Gotta
You
pay your
correct me if I'm
dues.
wrong, young Jay-Woo.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll feel it. Your body will feel it.
Got to pay your sleep dues, right? So, moving on from like the physical therapy side, the physical side of things, like the body part of it, we wanted to move on to the mind part of this, right? So, mental health wise, obviously we're a mental health podcast or a psychology podcast. So, we wanted to know for you personally, when you're working with patients, exactly how do you work with them to prepare themselves psychologically? Have you dealt with like psychology consults, or have you needed those for your patients, or any insights on like how that kind of works in terms of like mind and body and recovery?
Yeah. We've dealt with some of it because in neuro we have like neuropsych that we refer to, but they're not in our like vicinity. So I don't see them when they go to neuropsych. We just refer out.
So you're just like, you need some neuropsych help. We need to send you to neuropsych, and then
we
from
can
there
we can
you hand them off.
Yeah, we can
kind of.
definitely notice that. Yeah.
Okay.
Because with with the brain injuries, we have TB, traumatic brain injuries.
Sure.
Yeah, those patients, they go through those phases and where they're just cognitively it's very impaired, and even with stroke and things like that,
Right, of
it can
course.
really change your cognitive abilities.
Right.
Do you have do you work on a team that like kind of like goes about like says like, oh, these are things that you need to like talk to with the patient's family or the patient himself about the mental side, or is this just stuff that you had to know like automatically?
You must be in plug with like the neurologists, right? Like all the time, right?
So yeah, so we usually get referrals from the neurologist.
Right.
Okay.
And then a lot of times the neurologist can make they'll make those referrals. It's when they don't catch it, comes down to the therapist for us
Okay.
to see if we see it,
Oh, that
and then we'll
makes
be like, "Oh,
sense.
have you had a neuropsych?" And they're like, "No." Then we're like, "Oh, okay. Let's refer you for that because you need it."
Nice.
Right, because
We
oh, I
catch
see.
what they don't catch. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
That makes a lot of sense because like they're they'll be like, we think you have Parkinson's. Let's go send you to like the PT to like really see like test you out, like go like strength training and all this. Like, what's going on
I
here?
just had one just like that.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
So like to
They're
figure it out.
suspecting them of Parkinson's, and then they send it to us to try different things and see.
So like,
And sometimes they come to us without a diagnosis, so
oh well,
they don't know what's going on. They just know they're getting weaker, so
Yeah.
then they send it to us.
like loss of motor
And,
function, and then
and
Jeffrey's
we,
out here like, what's happening?
yeah, we don't have the answers.
Yeah.
But we know we just by looking at them, we know like give them like guiding them through exercises and stuff will help.
So like running them through the paces, right? Like a stress test almost, like to figure them out. That's really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so then back to the mental health side of things, and then we wanted to ask you, like personally, mentally, how do you cope with stresses? I'm sure there's like a lot of strain and stresses in your own personal life. How do you cope with those? Like what's your release? What do you do to help out with that inside of work or outside of the work, right?
Yeah. One of the big thing is going to the gym. That's what I like.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
I've been
sense. Of
doing that.
course.
I've been doing that since high school.
True.
That's where I relieve my stress, and it helps. I just put on music. I don't mind working out by myself. Sometimes I work out with a partner. Either way.
Yeah, so the
But,
social aspect too, even.
yeah.
Shout out to Young Lee.
Yeah.
Shout out. And sometimes it's hard because I tend to keep things to myself too. I don't. I should talk to people about it. Of course, I talk to Jackie, my fiance, about a lot of things. But before, I would say, yeah, I'm still learning to kind of express some of the feelings and kind of what I'm going through too.
I mean,
It's just not easy. I don't know why. It just doesn't come
Oh.
natural for us.
I've done some. I studied this a little bit, but as I guess Asian immigrant children,
Yeah.
We were taught like a certain way. Like I think we talked a little bit about this, but like mental health was kind of like a stigma, or like maybe just males in general. We tend to have to be like that certain image of masculinity.
Boys
like,
don't cry.
Do it
right?
all. Yeah,
Isn't
we
that what
don't
you're told?
cry.
Boys don't cry.
We just push through whatever. Never. You sometimes don't ever address the situation at all. Just like dump it somewhere else. But like that stuff comes out sometimes, and like it is important to talk to people you trust, whether it be your friend, family member, significant other, whatever it may be. But that's definitely some like mental health stuff that I think everyone can do for themselves.
Yeah.
And who knows, like whoever you told to might also share with you, and then both of y'all are helping each other out at that point.
Yeah. But I feel like talking it out definitely helps. I like to I like editing videos. That helps me. I know it's kind of weird, but like when I sit there and just edit for like an hour, that helps me kind of calm everything and just
Yeah.
clear my mind too.
Do something different, right? Like to help, like just like take your mind off things, right?
It's like doing something. What was it? I think someone said like they also love like cleaning. I don't know who it was who told me this, but they like cleaning dishes, or
Might have
like
been
doing
me.
something like, or like,
I
or
like
maybe just
doing-
like,
Yeah.
what was it?
Mechanical
Like,
things, right?
Yeah, mechanical.
that's what
like
I-
you don't
what I
have to
said.
think too much about it. Like you're just kind of
Exactly.
like going at it,
Yeah.
and then like it's like letting your brain rest basically
Yes.
at that point, right?
Because sometimes our brain just keeps going.
Yeah.
True. Like that's kind of like
For
almost
sure.
like my like warm up, warm down, and like it's positive because you're doing chores, right? Like folding laundry is one of my things, or like just like doing like cleaning dishes or like whatever, because like you're just doing something mechanical that doesn't require a lot of thought. You're kind of just decompressing a little bit, That's just like what, and like back in the day, just shooting around in basketball like was like really, really, really helpful for me. At least like just like doing something mechanical that wasn't necessarily like stressful or whatever. Just like something to simple, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like going on a run.
Oh yeah.
Cardio. Oh.
But for me, that's not that relaxing.
Yeah, same. I'm right there with you. I know other people who like it's like a mental barrier that like when they do it, like they feel all this like the runner's high, et cetera, et cetera. But for me, I feel like it's exact opposite. Like every step I take, I mean, I'm a sprinter.
You're just
but
more mad.
yeah, I'm just like, why am I doing this right now? I hate this so much. But if you put me in 100 yards, I mean, y'all saw me like I'll move.
Oh yeah, you can move. Yeah.
But after that, I'm not doing anything.
That's considered distance after 100 yards, right?
Oh yeah, basically for me.
Mike, are you tilted?
I'm just a little tilted today, but I think Jay Woo, are you tilted?
I'm tilted, fully tilted.